The new blue hammer has been the talk of the bowling industry, but there's another hammer ball on the market that is pretty good as well. Hey team, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about the brand new Hazmat from Hammer Bowling. It's brand new from the inside out, and we're going to dive into that in 1 second. But first I'm going to take a second to ask you to help me help you. If you like and subscribe to my channel and comment below, it really helps the visibility and I can reach more bowlers like you. But now we're going to dive into the details. This one's going to be quick and easy because this ball's an easy sell. Beautiful HK cover wraps around this brand new Hammer Hazmat core, and we're going to take a lap around this core and check it out first. You'll notice that this core has kind of a familiar light bulb shape to it, but it's got a couple key features that we're going to go over real quick. It has a 2479 RG, effectively that's a 248, and that's on the medium side of low, or the low side of medium in terms of RG, so this is going to be a medium fast revving core, and that's going to have an 055 total differential as well. Remember, total differential is an indicator of flare potential and thus hook potential. 055 is really high for a symmetrical ball, not maxed out, but definitely on the high side, which means this ball is going to have no trouble flaring overall, digging in the mid lane, giving you a hard, strong, arcing backhand motion. This is the first time that Hammer's had a really high, quote-unquote, big symmetrical in the lineup in a long time, dating all the way back to, I believe, the Infamous a couple years ago. But that Infamous was a much higher RG core, much lopier through the fronts with a quick and kind of abrupt forward change of direction at the back of the lane. This, with its lower RG and its bigger core volume, is a much different animal. It has a more rounded continuation motion, and the new HK cover obviously helps it pack a bigger punch at the back of the lane without quitting and going forward. And of course, that continuation motion is aided by the dense flip block on the bottom of this core. That donut-shaped puck on the bottom is actually a denser material than the core body itself, and that mass is concentrated away from the center of mass of the core. So basically, when it's on its initial axis, when you launch the ball, it is going to be a little more unstable than it would if it didn't have that donut on the bottom, and thus it's going to flare more and give you more shape in the belly of the lane relative to single density inners. There's not much to say about the body of this core. Tried and true core shape, reminiscent of a light bulb shape, but actually, if you think about it, the detailing of this core actually came from another successful core currently in the lineup. It is the Obsession Tour core. That was found in the Obsession Tour Pearl, and now the Envy Tour and Envy Tour Pearl. Lots changed about the numbers of this core, but the motion shape is reminiscent of that Obsession Tour core in a symmetrical version, which offers a little more continuation, a little more rounded sweeping motion than a like-drilled Obsession Tour, which is going to be cleaner through the front with its lower differential and sharper response to friction with its higher intermediate differential. So a nice complement to the line while still maintaining some of the familiar characteristics of some of the other hammer balls that you know. Of course, this one has carbon fiber infused outer core. That's the black stuff that you see in the outer. That gives you a little harder hitting power at the pins. And this is surrounded by a really beautiful HK22 cover base that has the Simtex hybrid additive package in it. Now, people will recognize the Simtex cover name from the EBI days with like the Widow Legend and maybe the Phobia series, if I'm recalling off the top of my head, but never here in the current package. Now remember, HK22 is the base cover stock. That is the base material on which the cover stock is built, and the additive package can fine-tune the reaction motion shape. And of course, the Simtex series was a really popular late mid-lane arcing reaction shape for the EBI hammer days. So this pairs perfectly with our HK cover base to give you a ball motion that is relatively cleaner through the front part of the lane for a hybrid, and gives you a really hard charging but not flippy change of direction. And this is going to be medium to medium strong overall ball motion potential. So when are you going to use this Hammer Hazmat? I see this as easily a step down from the bigger balls in the lineup. This is going to be a game 2, game 3 in your normal league set, or even a early to mid transition ball for those tougher patterns as well. I think this ball is going to get a lot of use, but I don't think you're necessarily going to want it on fresh at the box finish, whether it is a house shot or a sport shot. Because on the house shot, that cleaner angular motion for a symmetrical ball can be a little late and a little abrupt to give you a little over-under reaction. But as soon as you build some friction in the mid lane and you have a little mid lane security, you can be sure that this one is going to hit the mid lane securely every time and give you that hard charging back end motion without it being unpredictable like some of the sharper asymmetrical balls can be. So that's where I think this one fits in. If you're a higher rev player, you can easily use it in early transition as maybe a early game two ball in any set. And if you're a lower rev player or a slightly speed dominant player, this could even be a third step down in your bag after you've gone through some of the more heavily aggressively sanded equipment, or maybe something a little smoother that's sanded, that's earlier on the lane and more smooth overall. This is a ball that to my eye wants to be opened up, sent away with open launch angles, and bounce off that defined friction zone to give you an aggressive but not sharp back end motion. So that's it, quick and simple. If you have any questions about this ball or any ball currently in the Hammer lineup, feel free to drop a comment below. I make new videos as new core releases from the brands of Brunswick come out, so make sure you check those out on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're there, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.